Gathering parts and grinding monster parts in old Monster Hunter can really be a massive chore, but I'm not sure if I love it, hate it, or like it. Pidgey Hunts! Welcome back, classy crew, to another Monster Hunter 3 Ultimate Journal as I journey my way through slaying all 52 monsters in Monster Hunter 3 Ultimate and sharing my journey with you. There are now 28 monsters left as the Crimson Kurupeko, I know it's Kurupeko, I just want to put an accent on it, and the Pink Wrathion have fallen, and now I don't know what's next. Actually, I do know what's next. Plesioth is next. Oh my goodness. But today's theme, I want to talk about the grind, the Monster Hunter grind, and I was gonna come to this video to really complain about how rough it is, because I spent I got through the grind this past week of getting into high rank, getting my first high rank armor by grinding with friends, viewers. We grinded together and we killed so many Jagyas, so many Ludroths, and a little bit of Kurupeko to season the mix to get all my stuff. And when you're doing that by yourself, it's rough, but when you do it in multiplayer, it's not so bad. And then there's the grind of mining and gathering, which I think I spent 30 minutes swimming around the flooded forest trying to get some, what do you call this thing? Pelagicite? I can't speak. I don't know how to pronounce half these words. And did I get it? I don't even know if I finally got it in the end. I want to say yes, but I want to also believe that I gave up. And that was frustrating to some points. And as I was like jotting my thoughts of like, all right, how am I going to complain and justify that this is bad? And I was thinking of my more recent experiences in World specifically. And I was remembering when I was trying to overcome, I think it was, yes, Arc-Tempered Valcana. And about an hour before the stream, I needed these parts to make a Nergigante axe because I wanted to try going after Arc-Tempered Valcana with a different strategy. I wanted to go and fight her with the Elder Seal skill, which was only available in Nergigante axe. And for anyone who might not be familiar with that journey, I spent 5 streams, 20 hours hunting the Arc-Tempered Valcana before I finally fell. You can catch that in some older journals. So I was reflecting on that, and I was gathering parts. And to make this like super Nergigante axe, I needed to go into the guiding lands and find a specific ore that only blooms after you get the super big ore, which means you have to gather until like a bar fills up so that the big deposit shows up, and then you can mine it and hopefully get it. And I remember I didn't hate that the way that I'm being frustrated with 3 Ultimate. I was like, let's reflect on that for a moment. And it's not much of a difference. I think it's more of a realization. Arc-Tempered Valcana was a massive wall for me, and it was one I was determined to overcome. And I was like, all right, how do I do this? And I'm picking up stuff and I'm trying to build stuff. And it felt like the gathering was part of my experience as a hunter to figure out how to overcome this massive wall using the resources I have. And here I was gathering, I'm like, I'm going to build this axe. It's going to be so cool. And the fact that it wasn't so easy that I can just go to a shop and be like, I want to buy that axe. All right, that doesn't work. Let's try this out. But the fact that I had to do my research online, and then I took some ideas here, ideas there. I went into the game. I went and got my stuff. Like, it was a mission, it was a journey, and it was great. So when the stream came on, I was like, look, I got all the parts. We're building this axe. And it felt like you gathered those parts to build this axe. It was rewarding. Whereas I think in 3 Ultimate, the main difference is it's not so much I'm fighting a wall as much as I'm aware that there is a difficulty gap that I must preemptively fill so that I don't get whooped like crazy. And I think that's the biggest difference, because in 3 Ultimate right now, I'm doing it more preemptively, and there's not necessarily a purpose for it other than just making sure I'm ready to take on high rank. And so I think when you contextualize the gathering and the grind, it's very different, because I remember also in World, my first scary wall was Anjanath. And after I killed him, I told everybody, all the viewers, I said, let's go. We're doing multiplayer and we are destroying this T-Rex until I am covered in Anjanath. And we got everything and it was fun. So I think when you grind with a purpose, oh man, that is rewarding. That is good stuff. And that's something that should not go away. But when you're grinding for maybe the sake of collection or for the sake of maybe a lesser purpose, like getting ready for a high rank, which is kind of more of an abstract purpose, I think it's less satisfying. So anyways, While I was hunting all of that stuff in multiplayer, we did a few other funny quests, funny quote unquote. I also did my first event quest this past week. So I think the event quest was called Fangos Streaking. So some viewers asked to do it, and I was expecting a quest similar to the Moss Swine quest in World, where they all like one hit you. And so I was like, oh, I'm naked. Oh no, I'm gonna get hit by like these pigs. And I got hit by one of them, and my health went like it barely moved. And I was like, wait a minute, what is this quest? And everybody's like, haha, we're naked, but like we're really not. These hunters in their streaking mode are probably more covered than like 50% of you in your pajamas, because I know a lot of you sleep with not so many pajamas because statistics. So the Fangos streaking was a little bit of a letdown. There were 20. So what's weird is you have to hunt 20 pigs basically with no armor. And they spawn like 5 or 6 at a time, but they're not all Fangos. So you'll get 3 Fangos and 3 of these other like dinosaur things that are just filler. And it's like, why is the filler there? Just give me 20. And I guess the Wii U or the 3DS wasn't able to like support 20 Fangos in an arena. If there were 20 Fangos and they could one-shot you, that would be funny. But the fact that we're just most of the time waiting for these pigs to spawn just so we can like 3-shot them, not so exciting. So looking forward to seeing what all the other event quests have to offer. But just the quest name was pretty funny. I like that. After that, I think it was to upgrade either the weapon or anyways, I did get my Jagia higher rank armor for the most part. I don't have every part because I'm missing things and it takes forever to get things. One, I need the Pelagicite armor. It's for my axe upgrade. I wasn't able to upgrade any of my axes. I got some armor. I was like, good enough, let's go. I went after Crimson Kurupeko. We all knew what was coming with Crimson Kurupeko. We know he's best buds, BFF with the pickle. So I'm like, all right, let's load up on some poo, because when that dino comes, I don't know, dino, is he a dino? Kind of feels like a dino. I am going to shove his face with the smelly poo. And so I got a bunch of dung bombs. I ate for dung bomb expert or something. And using that strategy, which I have to admit, I didn't come up all with my own. Chat did help a little bit with it. One specific individual in chat helped, who is a VIP of the channel, so it's all fair. Crimson Kurupeko was actually quite manageable, especially with a switch axe. So the first time I took on a Kurupeko, I had a longsword. I was still learning how to use the longsword, and I don't think I ever properly learned how to use it. But I can appreciate it more now because I understand what I don't know, and I know what I need to learn to fill my skill gap with longsword. And I'm just not invested in doing that this time. So anyway, switch axe Crimson Kurupeko was easy. He summons the pickle, you throw the poo, the pickle goes away, and then you're good. You just keep slapping on the duck, and then it dies. So Crimson Kurupeko was... I was terrified of it because of Devil Joe, and I was like, how am I going to deal with Devil Joe? But once the poo came into the equation, it was good. Then Pink Wrathion. You guys know I like my Wrathions. The Pink Wrathion I met in World, and I remember not liking her much because mostly poison. But I have to say, I don't think I properly learned how to fight her in World because I didn't revisit her a lot. I did it the first time you had to fight her. I somehow managed my way through it. In 3U, I took a lot more of my time to study the Pink Wrathion, figure out how she ticks, how she does the disco dance in the air. I don't quite remember that being a thing in World. And it was a nice tit for tat. Like I was getting the advantage, then I was like getting weak on my stamina, my shit, and my health, and then getting poisoned. And then she was like turning the tables on me. I was like, oh no, I'm about to die. And then I would like find a place to heal, eat some steak, sharpen the sword, and I'm like, all right, we're back in. And then I would pound on her, and then we'd break the wing, break the tail. I literally broke everything on this thing except for her back. I broke her head, her wings, her tail, and it was an awesome fight. Like I almost died, then I didn't, and then she almost died, but then she finally did. It was just a great back and forth, and this really accentuates, like, to me, what a good fight is. You don't want it to be too easy. It's okay to have the one-off monster that's too hard, but when you are journeying your way to endgame, you want to have these nice meaty fights that it's just like, oh, I'm getting slammed. Oh, I'm owning it. Oh, I'm getting slammed. And that back and forth, it's beautiful. It feels amazing. That's why I play this game. So in the end, I got her, and for all of my grind, struggles, and complaints, I was rewarded with a ruby, a Wrathion ruby, I think is what they're called. The rare drop. And I was like, oh, finally, like the RNG gods shine on me or whatever. And then I went to see like, oh, should I buy like armor? Oh, I can buy so many things. As soon as you get the one rare drop, like the entire armor menu just unlocks for you. They're like, yes, sir, I see you with a gem and a ruby or whatever it is. Please buy whatever you like. I've decided not to buy things because it is so rare and I'm not understanding what I want and what I want to build. And the armor set from the pink Wrathion did not seem to have the right skills for my playstyle. So I'm just going to hoard onto this ruby for now because these things are so rare. And we'll come back to it later when I specifically know I want something. So that's where we are. I checked. So this unlocked the next urgent quest. So we're still, I think, in 6 star, the first level of high rank. And now I just unlocked the urgent quest, which is Plesioth. And I have heard so much about this boy's hips. And I have never fought him. This will be my first time fighting Plesioth, like properly. I fought him in stories too, but that's an RPG, it's different. So next Thursday, we got a match with Plesioth. I'm gonna learn what all these hips are about. And I don't know if I'm looking forward to it because I've only heard nightmares and traumatizing stories about this boy. But finally, I will understand the pain that is Plesioth. So I'll see you all on that stream or on the next journal. And until next time, keep it classy. Do, do, do. Do 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 do. Subscribe.